Hi fellow beaders and friends, this is Melissa from peaceknotsjewelry.com. I first want to say thank you so much to all of my subscribers and folks who have personally reached out. It means so much to me to build a community of jewelry enthusiasts / artists who are all about positivity and learning from each other. So thank you so much. Your positivity has just made my day and week and month so far. I first showed you this micro macrame bracelet you see here in my Bargain Bead Box February 2021 finished video. I'm putting the link up above if you missed it. After several requests, today I'm going to be showing you how to make it. This is a great project for beginner to intermediate macrame artists. You will learn lark's head knot, square knot, slip knot, diagonal double half hitch, and vertical double half hitch. So I know it sounds a little overwhelming, but once you learn this technique, you'll be able to not only make this design, but link up multiple designs for other future projects. The supplies that you'll need are a lighter, a macrame board with T-pins. Today for this video, I'm actually putting a felt mat over top of the macrame board because I'm finding in my tutorials when I use the macrame board, the light that I use so that you can see my video reflects off of the plastic that you have to keep on the board. So this mat is just really for me so that you can see the knots a lot better. Definitely comment below if you like the mat or if you don't mind the reflection, just let me know. Waxed polyester. Like usual, I'm using the 0.8 millimeter from Malka Jewelry. You can find them on YouTube and Etsy, as well as Pinterest and Instagram. Here is an up-close view. I absolutely have fallen in love with this 0.8 millimeter cord. You can also find other sizes of cord on their site, as well as gorgeous beads and cabochons, so definitely check them out. Their YouTube tutorials are phenomenal. I ran out of the purple that you see here in this finished piece, so today I'm going to be switching out the purple for the almost like a medium blue, teal if you will, and then I'm keeping the accent color. You'll also be needing the Bargain Bead Box number 14 beads from the February 2021. These are 5.4 millimeter fluted rondelle beads in antique copper. And then last but not least, a pair of scissors. If you don't have these exact beads or cord, I encourage you to work with what supplies you have. Don't feel like you have to go out and buy all of these, you know, beads or specific cord. Just make sure whatever beads you are using, you can pass 2 cords through the center. Let's get started. As always, I give you measurements for a 6-inch wrist because that is the standard women's size. With the medium blue cord, you're going to cut and measure 5 cords at a total of 60 inches each. So just toss those off to the side, and then you're going to cut another medium cord in blue at 12 inches. And with the 12-inch cord, you're going to create slip knots on either end. So about 2 inches from the end, you're going to create a slip knot by placing the cord around your thumb and pulling it through the hole that you've created. And it creates a slip knot that can be easily pulled apart. Same thing on the other side, over your thumb, through the loop. And you're going to tack these 2 ends down with a T-pin. So when you tack down the 2 knots with the T-pins, you just want to make sure it's nice and tight. So with each of the 5 cords, you're going to take one of them at a time, find the ends. That way you can find the center of the cord, and you're going to create a lark's head by placing that loop right underneath this anchor cord, pulling it over and pulling it through, creating that lark's head knot. Okay, now that you have all 5 cords attached to your anchor cord using the lark's head knot, now we're going to learn how to do the diagonal half hitches that create these first 3 rows. These in the turquoise are called vertical double half hitches, and then we go back to diagonal, vertical, and so on and so forth. So in order to do that, we are going to attach a bead to the center, and you just push the bead up to the very top so it sits underneath that middle knot. Then you're going to start on the left hand side. You're going to take your most left cord and place it diagonally to the right. Using the next cord, you're going to place that cord over this top cord and pull it through that loop that you made and pull up. Always keeping this cord diagonal and holding it nice and tight. You're going to do that one more time and pull to tighten. Next, left cord, create that loop, do it once, do it twice, and let's do the next cord. 1 knot, 2 knots, and then this next cord, 1 and 2. Now we're done with the left side. Now we're going to do the right side. So one thing always to remember is that you kind of have these 2 last cords and you have a gap here. In order to close the gap, I always place the right hand cord over top of the left hand cord and kind of pull it together so there's no gap, and then when we do the next row it'll close this gap. So go back to the left hand side, same routine. We're going to do this for 2 more rows. Once again, you have this gap here. To close the gap, you place the right cord over the left, okay, now we are ready to make the vertical double half hitches using that bright teal color. Okay, now that you have cut an arm's length worth of the light turquoise cord, you're going to create a slip knot towards the end of this cord. And you're going to tack it down on the left hand side as close to your piece as possible, but you definitely don't want it in the way either. So taking your light turquoise cord, you're going to place it underneath the leftmost cord, and you're going to create a vertical double half hitch by placing it over top of that left cord and pulling it through. You have 1, 2. Same thing with the next 4 cords. You're going to go underneath and do 2 knots total. Okay, now you're going to take the 2 cords in the center and string one of the beads on. This light turquoise goes underneath while that bead gets pushed up. This is usually where I turn the board to the side and I work on the right hand side. So you're going to take, same thing as the other side, the turquoise underneath that right cord and create those 2 knots. I'm going to turn the board back center, straight forward towards me. And now we're going to go pass from the right to the left hand side, creating another row. You can take out that T-pin because it's kind of getting in the way and pull out that slip knot so you can finish this left side. All right, you're going to turn the board back center and you're going to create the next diagonal double half hitches right underneath this bead. You've already done it up here. You're doing the same thing, but so you just completed that 3rd row. You're going to cut this piece of cord, the light turquoise, leaving just a little bit so that you can cut it a little bit further later and burn the edge. So you just cut the cord off on the side here, and you're ready to continue this process that we did for 2 inches. So that equals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 beads. And then here for 1 inch, instead of doing the vertical half hitches and the bead, you're just going to do the diagonal double half hitches. And then when you get to that 1 inch mark, you continue, meet you down all the way at the end, and I'll show you how to create the square knot closure. Okay, so we're right at the midpoint. We have 6 beads total. So you're going to continue this diagonal double half hitches for 1 inch, and then you're going to do the other bottom half same exact as this. We've used up all of our teal, so when you start back at the bottom, just make sure you cut a whole new arm's length worth of cord and start fresh at the bottom. So I will meet you at the bottom. Yay! You are done. You have successfully made your micro macrame bracelet. This is what the front and the back should look like. Go ahead and take all the slip knots off on the side here. What you're going to do is you're going to take a pair of scissors and cut pretty close, about right there, with each cord of the turquoise, and burn the edges. So when you're done with that, I will show you what that looks like. I'm just finishing up burning the edges. Again, I do have built calluses on my fingers from doing this for so many years, so I highly suggest you don't touch the piece. Give it a little bit of time after each burn. So this is what the jewelry piece looks like. We're not going to cut anything off the back or anything. So now we're left with the cords on the bottom. You're going to keep the 2 cords in the center. I usually like to pull it up and out of the way. I can't stress enough the importance of paying attention to what exactly cords you want cut and which ones you want to keep. Enough from experience that I have accidentally cut the wrong cord many of times and been very upset, so please do not do that. So you're going to cut the 4 on the right and the 4 on the left and keep the 2 in the center. And you're going to burn off these edges. Get those 2 out of the way. Alright, so what I like to do is kind of bend it so it's kind of has that shape of a bracelet. Now we're ready to make the square knot closure. You're going to take the 2 cords on one end, the other 2 on the other end, and have one set going that way and another set going that way, and hold it all in your hand. You're going to grab a cord, and let me cut this a little bit. It's a little bit long. There we go. I would say about 10-12 inches of cord. I like to use opposite color, so I'm going with the light turquoise. You're going to do a square knot, so place this turquoise cord underneath all of the medium blue. And then on the left side, take the cord over top, the cord on the right, pull it through the loop you created, and pull to tighten. Tab. You're going to cut the light turquoise sides. Oh, these scissors are bad. I need a new pair or just sharpen them. You're going to burn those little guys down. Alright. So I make sure the tab is right in the center, so I make sure that you're nice and even here. I like to measure it across my wrist by slightly putting it over the thickest part. And then that way I know that I only need to go about 1 inch down to create that overhand knot. Alright, same on the other side. You just kind of eyeball it. And now you're going to cut, leaving about 1 inch, and you're going to burn the tips. All right. There is your beautiful finished micro macrame bracelet. I really can't tell if I like the turquoise or the purple better. So let's take a look. Wow. I really can't decide. Normally I'm a green blue type of gal, but that purple just really pops with that turquoise. So I would love to hear your opinion. Do you like the purple or do you like the medium blue color? Thank you all so much. Please like, subscribe, comment, turn on the notifications to let me know that my content is relevant. I hope you all have a blessed week. Take care.